Ryan Garcia is one of boxing's hottest young stars of today and has steadily been on the rise, continuing to add to his resume. Defeating Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell in his most recent bout, there's nowhere to go but up for this young star. Boxing is bringing in a new wave of talented young fighters, and Ryan Garcia remains at the forefront of this new generation. With his massive social media presence and sponsorship deals with brands such as Gymshark and Gatorade, he remains very popular among the Gen Z masses. But with the rise of all these new fighters, there's one legend who still remains active despite all the years of fighting. And that is Manny Pacquiao. He showed all of us that age is just a number in his match against Keith Thurman, wherein he steadily dismantled him and dominated in incredible fashion. Now, a hungry lion wants to take the throne of the living legend. But does Ryan Garcia really have what it takes to defeat Manny Pacquiao? Only one way to find out. Let's get ready to rumble. Now, there's a lot of confusion surrounding this fight if it will actually happen or not. I am also not entirely sure if all of this is actually gonna go down, but nonetheless, it begs one to wonder if Ryan actually has what it takes to beat Manny. Now, let us take a look at the skills and tactics of both boxers. When facing shorter fighters, Ryan typically likes to use his lead hand to stop them from getting on his inside range. He will also use this as a way to block the view of the opponent and hit them while they can't see. Perhaps Ryan's favorite punch is his killer left hook. Ryan throws his left hook in a looping motion, which is quite unconventional and hard to read.
This is a young kid that likes to start off early with that check.
Because of the way he throws his left hook, he can make it seem like he will either attack the head or the body. To better land this, he will first confuse his opponents with his jab or utilize feints to get reactions out of them. By utilizing jabs and hooks constantly, there are now two lines of attack, one from the front and one from the side. This causes further complications for the opponent. Ryan also throws his left hook at the exact moment the opponent throws a punch, similar to that of Ray Robinson. This is so that he can get them completely off guard. But despite having all these weapons, Manny still has a perfect counter to all of them. Every time Ryan attempts to jab, Manny will counter it with his right hook. This was very evident in his fight against Lucas Matisse, wherein Manny would always throw a right hook counter over Lucas's lead hand every time he jabbed. This counterattack of Manny basically takes away an opponent's most fundamental punch, The height difference also won't be a problem for Manny because he's faced so many opponents much taller and bigger than him. I mean, the fact that Manny's 5'6" and fighting at 145 pounds tells a lot about what kind of animal Manny is. Ryan's technique of extending the lead hand against Manny won't work too well because Manny's head is never really at one position. He's constantly moving it so the opponent can't land anything with their longest weapon. Manny also has a very unique style of lunging at the opponent. The moment he does this, it pretty much destroys the opponent's reach advantage over him, and once he gets on the inside, it's pretty much game over for them. He was able to pull this off perfectly in his most recent fight against Keith Thurman, and he even knocked him down with his lunging punch. Manny has shown that even until today he can still take punishment, so even if Ryan gets a good crack on him, Manny's experience and toughness will still prevail. Something that makes Ryan special is the way he throws his punches. They're very sharp and whip-like, and it always catches his opponents by surprise. That is the reason why Ryan knocks out so many people. It's because they never see the punches coming. This is what Ryan needs to capitalize on. His best hope is to focus on the snapping speed of his punches and get Manny with a shot he doesn't see, similar to what he did with Romero Duno. But Manny has been in the game for such a long time and has seen everything boxing has to offer. He's also faced opponents much bigger than him, and they still couldn't hurt him. Manny may not be the same boxer he once was when he was younger, but he still showed everyone that he's got an animal inside of him in his fight against Keith Thurman. If Luke Campbell could knock down Ryan, then Manny definitely can too. The odds are in Manny's favor, but I wouldn't be so quick to count Ryan out because in boxing, anything can happen. And Ryan is also training under the likes of Eddie Reynoso and Canelo Alvarez. Let me know down in the comments who you think will win, and see you in the next video.